Lake maps have always been one of the most critical tools in an angler's arsenal. But lake maps, as you and I have always known them, are about to undergo a revolutionary change. You'd better get used to the term Insight Genesis. It's going to change everything about the way you and I think about mapping going into the future. We're going to demonstrate that for you today, show you a big event that's happening at Lake Sidney Lanier, just north of Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors Southwest.
Lake Lanier, located just over my right shoulder, is known as Atlanta's playground. You come out here on a spring afternoon or a summer day and you'll find thousands of boats scurrying all over the surface of this lake. But amongst all those boats resides some of the very best fishing that the Southeast has to offer. Lanier has got big spotted bass, largemouth bass, catfish, crappie, stripers, and a few other species. So on today's show, we're going to go out on my very first adventure on Lake Lanier, do a little scouting around, see if we can catch a couple of fish. But maybe every bit as important, we're going to be covering a live event that's happening here at Lanier today. Introduce you to some folks who will explain the all-new Lowrance social mapping project called Insight Genesis. While we're doing that, we're taking you around your local region for your fishing reports from our team of insider reporters. We're in for a lot of fun in the next half hour. Stay with us right now. Let's get it started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planner.
According to the Salooner tables, the best fishing conditions over the weekend will be on Sunday. Expect peak activity to begin at 9:15 in the morning and again at 9:39 in the evening. Sunrise will take place at 6:21 with sunset occurring at 8:29. And we're approaching a full moon next week, so evenings should be bright. Stay with us. All of your current fishing updates from around the region are on the way. And I'll return with professional angler Jason Christie for this week's Ask the Pro question.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. By Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. By Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And by Lowrance Electronics. Find, navigate, dominate.
Got him. Got him. Be a little spot. Let me show the folks what a Lake Lanier spot looks like. There he is right there. Oh, yeah. Got him. All right. Well, it's a start. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're on Lanier today, just north of Atlanta. Well, that's what a Georgia spot looks like. That's not one of the big ones, certainly at all. In fact, that's a really small one for here, but you can see the lines down his side, little small mouth, little patches of teeth on his tongue. That'll get us started anyway. All right, we're gonna let him go back. Swim back, partner. Thanks very much for the business. Let me orient you to what's going on today with the Lowrance Insight Genesis mapping event. They've invited a bunch of college fishing teams and some local fishermen from around the area to come in here and cover as much of this lake as they can in one day with their sonar units, graph the bottom of the lake, save it to a card. Very simple process to do. They upload it to Lowrance's server in the cloud, and then everybody can download that information in the form of a much more detailed map than we've ever had before. And we're going to do this at lakes all over the country, and people just like you are going to help. As long as you have a Lowrance unit, a little card to put in it, you can record your data, upload it, share it with everybody, and create better maps than you've ever had for yourself. We're going to give you lots more information about that, and a little bit later on we'll show you a before and an after look at what a lake looks like before it's been mapped with this Insight Media social mapping, and what it looks like afterwards. It's a really cool deal. All right, we're going to get you some more fishing and lake reports from your local area and lots more information from some folks that know a lot more about this than I do.
We're so thankful that most of our state has benefited now from the rain over the last few weeks. We had many lakes that needed water badly. They've caught it. We're extremely thankful for that. Now, in the case of those lakes that still have some flow going on, the catfishing has been amazing. Lots of catfishing going on across the state at this time. It's really good. Always a great option to catch cats this time of year. You can catch channels and blues right now across the state. In the case of the lakes that are starting to recede or have gotten back to normal lake levels, the bass are getting more into the typical early summer type pattern. That means they're getting on the offshore structure. After on those humps, the long points, the road beds, places like that, you can catch them dragging a biffle bug or also using a crankbait that's running in that 6 to 9 foot depth range. Some nice fish are being caught on Lake Hudson. That lake has been kept about normal lake level. This nice one here was caught by Leon Mears just a couple of weeks back. In the case of this time of year for bass fishing, always a great option is topwater. Buzzbait is one of my favorites to fish. That's what Jared Carpenter used to catch this new personal record of his of 9.6 pounds for this beautiful bass. Caught it on Arbuckle during a tournament. Of course, he won the tournament, but he also has a great catch to brag about now in this beautiful largemouth bass. Jared, congratulations on that big old fish. Great time of year to be fishing in Oklahoma, but one thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
There's one, I got him. Here he comes. Nice spot right there, good spot. That's what we came to Lanier to do right here. Beautiful fish. Careful, careful, easy, don't break me off. Got light line on here. Got him, all right. There we go. That's a real Lake Lanier spot right there. Caught him on a little Jean LaRue rally grub. That gives you some idea of what we came to catch right there. That is one of the, he's not one of the giants or anything. These spots get huge, but that's a good quality fat female spotted bass right there with a big belly on her. All right, let me, we'll put this fish back. She gave me a really good fight. All right, that is a red clay rocky point, and that is classic spotted bass structure. This is a really gin clear lake. If you're coming here, let me tell you one thing. You need Stren fluorocast because it is absolutely some of the clearest water you'll find in Georgia. You can see several feet straight down in the water and they'll see your line here. And I'm actually downsizing my baits, throwing a little small lead head with that little Jean LaRue rally grub. That's classic spotted bass structure, spotted bass tackle, spinning rod, and a great way to catch them here at Lake Lanier. All right, hey, I want to fill you in on some more information on the Insight Genesis project from Lowrance, how you can use it.
Insight Genesis is simply custom contour mapping. It gives the angler the power to create custom contours down to 1 foot for any body of water that they fish.
Insight Genesis is recording your own sonar off your graph. You just upload it to an SD card, and then you take that SD card home and upload it to the internet, and Lowrance and Insight Genesis makes the map from your recording.
Essentially, all you have to do is just borrow an SD card from your camera, stick it in your Lowrance unit, you push 3 buttons, and you're recording your sonar.
I will graph over the humps, I'll upload it and see this map, and instead of guessing where that break is now or having to run over it every day, I have that on my map, and I can make that cast again and again and again on every hump I go to.
You don't have to buy any additional software. It's just you log into the Insight Genesis website and you have Insight Genesis. And then you just put your data in there that you've recorded on the water and it creates a map for you.
I think in the future you're just gonna see these almost perfect maps that are really gonna help you break down a lake even faster than you do now and catch the biggest fish in the lake.
You can go out and you can map a whole lake at once if you want, or you can go out and just go fishing, push those 3 buttons to record your sonar, and you can just kind of make your map one puzzle piece at a time.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you by Signature Properties, reminding you that for retirement, lake lifestyle, vacation, or ranching properties, Signature has exactly what you need. Your home is special, shouldn't your agent be? Now this week we've had a lot of flooding across the state at many of our lakes, and many ramps and parks are inaccessible. Be sure and call ahead to check your chosen destination and make sure you can access the lake. And as those lake levels drop, a little at a time, the fish are going to move out. They're going to be afraid of losing that water. They're going to move out to a little bit deeper water, the first break line from where the water is receding. So follow that break line with your spinner baits and your square bill crankbaits and your Texas rigs to catch those receding fish. Now, Cedar Creek has a great sand bass and crappie bite going on around the boat docks. You'll find the sand bass off the docks over the deeper humps about 10 to 12 feet deep, and you'll find the crappie hugging the docks very tightly. You'll need to get as far under there as you can and look for docks with brush to catch more Cedar Creek crappie. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Signature Properties. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, Texas Outdoors Journal brings you this week's report, and our June issue is now on sale on newsstands with some great freshwater and saltwater fishing updates and features. Plus there's a solid lineup of hunting articles. Pick up a copy of Texas Outdoors Journal on newsstands or subscribe at texasoutdoorsjournal.com or call 1-800-222-4TOJ. Well, anglers on the upper coast continue to find fish and be rewarded around the jetties and the lower end of the bay systems. The upper end of the bay remains affected by fresh water. In Galveston Bay, the mid-bay reefs are holding fish. Bastrop, Christmas, and Chocolate Bays have been good options around San Luis Pass. Mid-bay reefs in East Matagorda, grass beds in West Matagorda, back lake areas, as well as the surf when wind allows, have given anglers fishing either side of Pass Cavallo a number of options. Mid-coast anglers continue to find success from Paul Mott's to Allen's Bite. Dagger, Stedman, and East Flats have also given up some nice fish. The land cut north of Port Mansfield has some solid trout, as well as the shorelines and flats behind North Padre Island. On the lower coast, both sides of the south end of Longbar have given up some speckled trout. Topwater lures, soft plastics, and croakers have scored. This weekend, both Saturday and Sunday have a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides each day. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Luz, setting a new standard of fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And by Stren Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
Hey everybody, we're still on Lake Lanier in Georgia. Here's a little treat, a little bonus for you. As I mentioned earlier, people from Lowrance are having a mapping event out here today, and a lot of the guys from the college bass fishing teams are out having a little tournament, and this is some of what they weighed in. Now, the largemouths actually are in smaller numbers here in Lanier than the spotted bass. There's many more spots, but the largemouths will always grow bigger, and that's typically what wins your tournaments. Now, the largemouths do get up to 9-10 pounds here. We're going to release these fish. There's actually a couple of more in here. You can just see the quality of the largemouth bass fishing here in Lake Lanier. We're going to let that one go back as well. And see behind me here, there's a lot of boat docks in this lake. A lot of times you'll find these largemouths up underneath these boat docks. That's one of the primary fishing patterns here on Lanier. And then there's a lot of reefs out here. They're right under the surface of the water, and if you're coming here, you got to be really careful. Watch your maps, because these reefs come up within a foot or two under the surface. Our thanks to some of the guys on the Georgia and Clemson and some of the other college fishing teams for letting us show some of their fish on camera. We're going to release the rest of these, and right now we're going to get you a little bit more information on this Insight mapping event going on today, and a little bit more about Insight Genesis.
You can put the SD card in. It doesn't take any time. You just put it in, press record, and you're good to go.
When you're done with your day of fishing, you just pop that SD card out, stick it in your computer, log into insightgenesis.com, and there's easy to follow steps, and it's really only about 4 steps.
It's foot by foot, so it's the most detailed map you're going to find.
With Insight Genesis maps, when you have that bottom harness layer, you can actually see the bottom in the same way that you see the bank, because you see the contours, but you also see the size and the shape of that hard bottom and where it transitions.
But on grass lakes like Lake Seminole, I was at a month ago, I could see the holes in the grass. I could see where the grass stopped. I could fish the edge.
With a free Insight Genesis account, you can make all of your own custom maps. You can download maps from the social map and upload them to your unit and use them on the water. With a premium account, you get the ability to create private maps, the ability to create a bottom hardness composition map, and the ability to create a vegetation map.
Oh, I definitely think it's going to catch on just because it gives you a perfect map. And not only does it give you the topography foot by foot, it also, you can see the grass, and that's a yearly thing, so you're going to have to do it every year to see the grass.
Now, no matter if you have a premium account or a free account, your waypoints, your trails, your tracks, that's always private. We never share any of that. That actually lives on your unit. When you're uploading sonar, that information doesn't come with it.
Here are a couple of bonuses for you, some before and after screenshots of Lake Lanier, parts of Lake Lanier, with the Insight Genesis data overlaid. Now here's a before shot, a wider shot of the lake. You can see the topo map there. And then we transition to the after shot with all of the Insight Genesis data laid over it, and you can see all of the extra contour lines and all of the extra detail. Then we show you a little more zoomed in shot of one little area. First, the before shot, the topo map without the Insight Genesis data overlaid. Then we transition to that same area of the lake, and you can see all of those 1 foot contour lines and all of that added detail with the Insight Genesis data overlaid.
Hi friends, Cajun Phil here with your Fox, Louisiana fishing report. I tell you what, just got a call from Captain Kevin. He and the guys are out there. They're actually fishing. A couple of boats are fishing in the Black Lake area. A couple of them are fishing over in the West Cove area. Both boats are doing good. A couple of the boats are catching trout. They're doing really good. They catch them on plastics on their popping cart. Captain Kevin and his people, they work at a shoreline popping cart with a little plastic, but also they're putting a piece of shrimp on there. They're kind of tipping it shrimp. They're catching big old redfish. They're doing good too. So right now, fish is pretty good over here on Calcasieu Lake. As far as other areas of the state, talk to Josh Howard. He's down there at Venice, Louisiana. Josh is catching big old tuna and amberjack. Offshore, they're doing good there. He says onshore, all of the guys that are fishing around Venice, Louisiana right now, they're catching a whole bunch of big old redfish. As far as brim action, it's all over the state. It's a lot. Brim have finally started bedding up right here in my lake, Cypress Lake. There's lots of brim bedding up everywhere. Just look for the little, look like you dropped a bowling ball in the hole. Every one of them's got a little brim or bluegill or chickapin in there. Remember, if you want bluegill, use live crickets. You want chickapin, use live worms. That's the key to catching a whole lot of brim. Till next week, this is old Cajun Phil for Captain Kevin, who's having a real good day today. Thank goodness. Saying happy fishing, may God bless, and we're going to see you folks next week right here on Fox Sports Southwest. Bye-bye.
Lake Lanier is 38,000 acres of surface water. The lake is 640 miles of shoreline. It's about 157 feet deep at our deepest part of the lake. What makes Lake Lanier so good is we're only about 45 minutes north of Atlanta, and we have spotted bass up to 8 pounds, largemouth up to 10 pounds, and we have a wonderful striper fishery. The lake's a very, very good lake for a bank fisherman as well. We started the Southern Fishing Schools in the late 80s basically to help anglers learn how to find and catch more fish. Most anglers don't know how to fish with a bait casting reel and they get backlashes. They also have trouble putting line on reels. And our schools are rods, reels, and lures for bass, all-day class, stripers, all-day class, and we teach Lowrance electronics. So for more information on the fishing schools, check out the website, southernfishing.com.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Motor Guide Trolling Motors. Introducing the XI5 for ultimate boat control. By Fort Worth Nissan. Fox Sports Outdoors is powered by Fort Worth Nissan. And by Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Adam wants to know, how many rod and reel combinations does the average angler need? For the answer, we asked professional angler Jason Christie.
The number of setups kind of depends on what kind of fisherman you are. I think one of the things that I try to do whenever we build the reels for Lou's and rods, you know, for Falcon is I try to make rods that you can use for 2 or 3 different techniques. For instance, a jerkbait rod you can also use as a spook rod, you know, a worm rod you can use as a flipping stick. So really, if I was, I'd say six setups would probably work, but just try to get combos that you can use 2 or 3 different techniques.
Thank you, Jason. If you want a little help from one of the pros, simply visit foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time for someone to win a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
This week's winner in the Costa Catch of the Week contest is Joey Lee of San Angelo, Texas. He's showing off an 11.73 pound largemouth bass. He caught at Lake Nasworthy in Texas, and here's a little bonus for you. This is not the winner, but Dustin Anders of San Angelo caught a 24-pound blue catfish also from Lake Nasworthy. If you'd like to have a chance to win the Costa Catch of the Week contest and a free pair of Costa sunglasses, all you have to do is go to the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. The right-hand side of the front page is the Costa Catch of the Week area. Click in that, send us your photo. You could be our next winner. And if you'd like to see all of the Costa frame and lens styles, you can do that by going back to the front page of our website and clicking on the Costa logo. You can see them all there, including the frame style that I was wearing on this week's episode called Manta. Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, it's the right gear, the right baits if you'd like to catch spotted bass, largemouth bass, and striped bass here at Lake Lanier. The top of your screen is the Jean LaRue Rally Grub rigged on a 1/4 ounce lead jig head. Below that's a striper bait. If you want to catch stripers here, you can go with a horsehead bucktail jig. On the back of that, a Jean LaRue Sweet Swimmer swim bait. For obvious reasons, I spend a lot of time behind the wheel driving back and forth across the country, and I spend a lot of time listening to the radio. The other day I was on the satellite channel and I came across the Joel Osteen station, and he was talking about the power of your words, how important the words are that we speak, that come out of our mouth. Have you ever heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy? You say, well, it's probably going to be a bad day, or I probably won't get that job or promotion, or I feel like I'm going to get sick. Guess what? Much of the time, that's exactly what happens. On the other side, if you say it's going to be a good day, many times that's what happens. Joel's message was very simple. Either find something positive to say or don't say anything at all. Find something positive or zip it up and be quiet. Great words of wisdom to live by. I hope you enjoyed our trip to beautiful Lake Lanier, located north of Atlanta, Georgia, showing you a little bit of the fishing here, and I hope you'll check out the Insight Genesis Social Mapping Program by Lowrance. You can check it all out at the Lowrance website or simply Google Insight Genesis, and it will get you there to show you everything you need to know about the program, how you can participate to make your maps much better and catch more fish. Don't forget to join us for next week's episode. We'll be on at 5:30 Thursday with the repeat airing at 7:30 Saturday morning. And don't forget, you can always catch the latest episode of our show on the front page of our website. You can click on past episodes and more video here. Very important, you can get all the past archived episodes of our show and lots of great how-to and product videos as well. And be sure to follow us on our Twitter feed for great gear giveaways. We're always giving away something cool there. It's worth signing up for Twitter. It's free just to follow our feed. We're also on Facebook. We'll see you next week. Until then, from Georgia, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.